Okay, I've shown you how to cut your chain to length. Next question, how do we know what that length should be? Well, in order to work this out, what we're going to do, we're going to start with our bike in a gear that is our most frequently used gear. So for an endurance rider, this might be the gear that you do the majority of your training and racing on. For a sprinter, this would be, roughly in the middle of your range of gears. Okay. Then what you want to do, you want to put your back wheel in so that the axle is roughly in the center of the dropout. Okay, that's going to give you a bit of adjustment either way if you want to go up a gear or down a gear. Then take your chain, you thread it through the frame like this, slot it on nice and neatly, bring it around like this, and you're just trying to see, is it going to join up nicely? Okay, now because this is the chain off my actual track bike, it does of course join up nicely. What you'd mostly find is that the chain would be too long. Okay, so what you do then, let's say we wanted to bring it to this point. Okay, let's say this is the point at which it meets nicely. Alright, but what we would do then is we would just pinch it like that. We'd say, okay, we've identified where the spare links are. We've got these links spare just here. Alright, remember you've always got to have, like we mentioned earlier, you've got to have the threaded link still part of the chain. So that means you're always going to break the chain so that the link that is remaining is one of the smaller inner links, okay? So that it looks like this. You're never going to have that sort of link at both ends of the chain. You're going to have the threaded one at that end, and you're going to make sure that you have an inner link here. So that does mean that when you remove links, you're always going to have to take out, instead of just one link like that, you're always going to have to take out 2 links at a minimum. Okay, now that might mean that you can't get your chain quite perfect. You might have to shift the wheel forwards a tiny bit or backwards a tiny bit in order to make it fit. Okay, if in doubt, always move the wheel backwards. Okay, always go for a slightly longer chain than necessary, because it's really easy to make a chain shorter. It's quite hard to make it longer again. Okay, so if in doubt, make the chain longer, and you want to set your chain with your axle in the middle of the dropouts using the gear that you're most likely to use. Okay, hopefully that helps.